Hello everyone. I have to say that I was right in the middle of my self-love routine when I literally got hit with such an incredible download, and I'm hopping on for about 5 minutes to tell you this download before I go back to loving my human self. I was wondering why I've been getting so many downloads recently, but I have really cleared a huge space of energy of my past. And also, it's a full moon, right? So these downloads are just coming to me left, right, and center. And typically, what I do when a download comes through is I'll write that download down and I'll come back to it, right? I'll make a video another day. But recently, with less one on one clients and more free time, obviously, too much free time on my hands. Oh, can you guys not hear me? Let's see. I don't know where my headphones. Oh, there they are. Okay, let's see if this works. Hi. You guys can hear me? Of course, it's connected to my computer. One sec. Okay, cool. All right. Hopefully. So yeah, huge download that I just received, and typically I come back to them, but I think because I have a lot less clients, I have a lot more energy to hop on a live video and explain the download. So this download it just came to me, literally, obviously in the middle of my self-love routine. And it's about utilizing autopilot, your autopilot programming response. It's a very natural response within your human body, okay? Utilizing autopilot programming as a superpower. It's so incredible. I'm going to try and explain it the best I can because it literally just came through and I haven't really worked with it, obviously, for not even 5 minutes. Okay, so think about the choices and the decisions that we make in our life. We make an infinite amount of choices and decisions every day. Like, I think they actually scientifically proved that we make between 30,000 and 50,000 choices a day. Like, mind blowing, right? Anywhere between what you're going to wear to what you're going to eat to how you're going to walk in what direction. In every moment, we are making choices. And the problem about not being able to utilize or harness your psychic, spiritual, conscious awareness, your mastery, your manifestation abilities. The problem between where you are now and being able to be in full mastery of your reality is our decisions. It's our decision-making process, right? I mean, this is everything. And the first step to making any decision in your life is being conscious about it. If you're not conscious about the 30,000 decisions that you're making every single day, if you're not aware of that, then you're making autopilot programming decisions probably 90% of the time. If you're making 100 decisions a day, you're probably on autopilot for 95 of those decisions that you're making, right? So this is the problem. This is why we can't take full mastery over our reality, is because we're not in full awareness of the choices and decisions that we're making. So it just came to me. How do we utilize our autopilot programming, that response mechanism, to the best of our ability? And if you guys have a piece of paper and a pen, definitely highly recommend it. Yeah, it's super powerful. Okay, I'm going to try and explain it. So the first time you make a new decision, it's always going to be a conscious choice. It's always going to be a conscious decision. So say, for example, I don't know, you're like 14 years old and you go into a coffee shop and you have the whole menu, you have the whole board in front of you of the coffee shop, and you have a decision to make. You say at 14, I've never had coffee before. Should I have coffee? Is it going to be good for me? Do I really want coffee right now? Yeah, let's go for coffee. The first time you ever decided to order that coffee was a conscious decision. After that, it's a very autopilot decision that you've been making. Yeah, I'm going to have coffee because that's just what I have, right? So think about it this way. Every first choice, every first decision that you've ever made has been a conscious one. And then after that, we program ourselves to make decisions so that our life becomes more efficient, easier, more effortless. We program ourselves with every other decision. Well, you know what? I've gone to work 5 times now, and 3 out of the 5 directions that I went to work was really slow and I hit traffic, and then 2 out of the 5 times that I went to work and chose that route, it was really fast. So you know what? I'm making a conscious decision, whether you have that dialogue within you or not. Fuck that other route. I'm going to take this route to work so I don't hit traffic. You make that conscious decision, then every single day after that, you are choosing the same route, the same direction to work, because you've now programmed that into your reality. Every decision that we've made, we've programmed. We don't even realize we're programming it. After we make that one conscious decision and it, say, works out for us, then we automatically spin into autopilot. So how do we switch this around? When we are making choices through autopilot programming, we are not the master of our reality. We're allowing reality to happen to us, right? So how do we switch that? This is what came to me. Okay, hold on. Let me see if I can gather my thoughts. Yes. Okay. So there's only one program that you ever need to, I guess, program into your reality or teach yourself. So the one and only program. Now, before I get there, I want to talk about the energy it takes to program something into your reality. Say, for example, with the direction to work, right? You're like, okay, this is a traffic-free direction. This is the one I'm always going to choose, right? So you choose that. Now you have to make that same decision over and over and over and over again in order to create that pattern, that autopilot, that programming. It's the same choice over and over again to create that programming. Okay, that's a lot of energy. We make 30,000 decisions a day, and we spent 27 years or 45 years or however old you are, you spent that length of time programming every decision you ever make. Do you know how much energy goes into that? And that's why it's so scary for us to make new decisions in the present moment, because it's fear of the unknown. We don't know where that decision is going to lead us. So we're scared of that. We haven't programmed that within our reality yet. So we hold back. So moving forward, okay, hold on. So a lot of energy. It takes a lot of energy to program every decision into our reality to make it that autopilot. It takes a lot of work, a lot of energy to do that, right? So if I could say, let go of all of your programming, do everything as if it were new, which basically means have a conscious awareness around every choice that you ever make in your life. So ultimately, I'm talking about 0 point energy. I'm talking about being neutral. I'm talking about not hanging on to any of the programming. It's kind of like writing a rule book of your life. Well, Sundays I wake up at 10 because it's my Sunday. That's a rule that you created for yourself. It's actually a part of your programming that you did to yourself. Whenever you do not follow your own rules, you start to create disharmony in your reality because you feel like something is off, because you had an attachment to an expectation. Do you see how crazy and chaotic this could all get? This is someone's reality. This is your reality that you're living right now. You're making it way more complicated than it needs to be. So the whole point is, let go of all programming. Let go of all autopilot. Let go of all attachments to any expectations of what you're going to do from moment to moment, and program one thing into your life. We're all so good at programming things. It just means doing the same thing over and over again. So instead of taking all of the energy to reprogram a new choice and to make it safe for yourself in your own mind in every moment, and then on top of that, to have the storage in your system, in your mind, the storage of all of the programming that you've been programming into your autopilot, you're storing all of that somewhere, right? It's constantly, your thoughts are constantly coming up about all of this programming that you've given yourself. If you cut the cords and let go of all of this autopilot programming, and I told you that, hey, you're good at programming, let me tell you what to program. If you program this one thing, this one aspect in your reality, everything changes. All of a sudden, all of your mental mind space opens up. Manifestation is faster. High vibrations and appreciation is faster. Psychic abilities is faster because you're not wasting your energetic vibrational space holding on to the rule book of your life that you created. Oh, well, when I was a kid and I asked for that doll that I really wanted and my parents told me that I couldn't have it, I programmed that I wasn't good enough to receive. Great. Cut the cords on that. Release the programming. And maybe some of you are wondering, well, how? How to release that programming? Ultimately, all it comes down to is setting an intention, like a really pure conscious intention in your reality, that you are going to release any and all autopilot programming, not just ones that serve you and don't serve you, all of it. Okay, the good, the bad, and the ugly. Release all the programming. The number one thing, the only thing that you should ever have as a program, as an autopilot in your system, and this is going to sound like the biggest contradiction ever, but to me, it makes so much sense because when we're talking about opposites coalescing into the same space, we're talking about the quantum world. When we talk about the quantum world, we're talking about the fifth dimensional frequency. So when I say, hey, you can dive into your pain and your fear and your negativity, and you can find triumph in that. You can find light in that. You can find, the highest vibration through the darkest moments in your life. When I say that that's possible, I'm talking about stepping into the fifth dimension frequency. So what I'm about to say is going to sound like a huge paradox, like the biggest contradiction, like it wouldn't make sense logically. But when we're talking about the simultaneousness of the fifth dimension, they can both and should both coexist simultaneously. Okay. The only thing I want you guys to program into your reality, hold on. Yes. Is conscious awareness in every moment. So back to the coffee example, ever since making that first choice of, oh yeah, I like coffee. It wakes me up. It's a good hot drink in the morning. You've programmed that into your reality. So instead of holding on to the program and the rules and the regulations and the attachments and the expectations around that program, instead of that, let it all go. And every morning, wake up and say, cool, what do I want today? Do I want coffee? Do I want tea? Do I want kombucha? Do I want turmeric? What do I want? Water? If you let go of all programming, the one thing I want you to program is conscious awareness in every moment, which sounds like a contradiction. I'm literally saying that your autopilot programming can actually be a conscious one. So I'm telling you to program your consciousness so that you can be aware. The whole aspect of thinking about programming and awareness are the complete opposite. But I feel like the download or the breakthrough that I just had was, wow, stepping into the fifth dimension means that we bring both of these concepts together simultaneously. We are living a human physical existence. So we need to have some sort of program, and that's how this entire matrix exists, is off of a program. So if we don't program consciously our reality, then someone else is going to step in and program it for us. So the number one, the only program that you should ever hold is the program of conscious awareness, conscious thought, conscious choice in every moment. Just being aware of the choices that you're making. You can actually program that conscious awareness into your reality. Hey, Christopher, thank you so much for that super chat. So in the morning, right, instead of just pulling from your autopilot and saying, I drink coffee, I'm going to drink coffee because I drink coffee every day, right? Program that conscious awareness into that moment to say, no, what do I want? This is my choice. And when you start realizing the amount of choices that you have in your life, the entire world opens up, the entire universe opens up to you. When you start to realize the amount of choices that you have, you actually start to take your power back. You actually start to realize that your conscious awareness and your choices are creating and commingling your reality. And you start to be the God or the creator of your reality. And that's when manifestation happens. That's when the fifth dimension happens, is when you're able to program conscious awareness. And that would be your autopilot superpower. So that being said, thank you all so much for tuning in. Like I mentioned at the beginning of the video, I was literally right in the middle of a self-love, obviously, routine when this huge download came to me. And typically I write the downloads down and I leave it, but this one I just had to hop on a video. And like I was saying, I think the full moon energy is really having the downloads come through. But I also think that I have a lot more free time and space and energy without clients. And so I feel like I'm going to be just hopping on YouTube lives just like this randomly all the time, because the universe is ready, you guys are ready, I am ready, and I'm getting myself out of that grind of working and expending a lot of energy so that I can work with the collective, right? So one more thing, guys, is the YouTube membership page. If you are interested, there's tons of new content and exclusive content on the YouTube membership page. So I hope to see all of you there. I already see some of you have already signed up, so thank you all. Keep up the good vibes. I love you all so much. Have a great rest of your Saturday and do something for yourself today, just like this. Bye.